welcome on in. How you guys doing? Okay, I feel like I should talk about something. Okay, so the other day, on Thursday, I said, hey, my dad's moving after Christmas, so I don't know what my stream schedule is going to be like after next week. When my dad told me that we were moving after Christmas, he just meant that we were moving at some point next year, not end of December, January time. And like, what? I was stressing for so long. But no, we still have time. He even said like, hey, I'm probably not gonna move until like, I might not move even after you might not move until like after you graduate, you know. And I graduate in July. My graduation ceremony is July. I think I properly finish like all assignments and classes and stuff like in May. So yeah, we have time. We have a little bit of time to do shit and stuff. So yeah. How has your guys' weekends been so far? It's Sunday. It's Sunday today. But yeah, how's your guys' weekends been? I don't think I have too many like stories from this weekend. I'm gonna be so honest. Friday I was working on an assignment, and then that assignment I just want it to be submitted. I'm gonna be so honest. I just want it to be done. Luckily, how do I have like 2 weeks? I have just over 2 weeks to finish it, which is enough time. Because if you think about it, because next week I'll be able to work on it Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm working Wednesday, Friday, but I'll probably be able to work on it a bit Wednesday morning because I'm working a close on Christmas Eve, which sucks. I'm probably not going to work on it on the weekend. I'm going to be so honest. Now, my weekends are chill time. And then I have like last week of December / first week of January. So, week of the 29th to work on it. And then I have the Monday the 5th. I think I'll probably have it done by the 5th. So, just submit it then. So, yeah. I'll probably have it done then. So, yeah. And then yesterday and today I've been working all weekend for the past few weeks. And I'm going to be so glad. I'm so glad that I'm not in next weekend, although I am working Christmas Eve and Boxing Day, but still. And then week after, I know I'm working the Saturday, but I don't know what I'm working then on. So yeah. Hopefully I just go back to one shift a week again, because I cannot be arsed. Yeah, and then hopefully in January, after I finished that assignment, that I can what's the word I'm looking for? Work on my logo games video. That's like, if you don't know the logo game, basically a game where you have to guess the brand based on their logo. For example, Mustache Man, Pringles, or Mustache Man, Pringles, the rich guy, Monopoly. No, you get the idea. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like do like a little brief introductory video on the logo games, on the logo game. I do have a few other video ideas. I don't know if I'm gonna get any more done in January, but I do want to do one video on the logo games. I want to talk about Cabernet and Yvonne, because I hate that guy, but I find him to be like such an interesting character, like him and Goja to be like such an I find Yvonne and Goja to be such an interesting like duality, you know. So yeah. And then I want to look at Morph, which is like a little like clay man. Like it was like a series of like a little clay guy. That was made by Aardman Entertainment, I think. Was it Aardman? Let me see. Morph. This only had 2 seasons. Let's see. When was this? Morph is a British series of clay stop motion funny animation. Is that going on? Huh? Cause it just said voiced by Peter Harwood, 1977 to 2001, and then Merlin Crossingham from 2014 onwards. I thought it ended years ago. Oh my god, wait. Created by Peter Lord and David Sproxton. What company made it? That was the Wikipedia. Oh wait, that's a TV series. Yeah, it was Adam. It's literally on their website. But yeah, I do want to do a video on Morph, because I remember my sister had like a box set of like the Morph series, and I was obsessed. I loved it. She was obsessed with it. I loved it. So yeah, we're both kind of obsessed with Morph. So I do want to do a video on that one, especially because you know, Aardman, they're known for Wallace and Gromit, but like, you know, Morph is kind of like that little series, you know, that kind of not a lot of people talk about. So yeah. And then Skktttt, which was one of my favorite TV shows as a kid, other than Ninjago, obviously. But yeah, it was one of my favorite TV shows as a kid, and I think what made me kind of remember it as a kid is made me remember it more recently, as I should say, even is there was a video by, I think it was Blame on George, like a couple of years ago, and he touched on the kind of lost British dub of Skktttt, which kind of makes sense. Which kind of makes sense that there would be an American dub and an English dub, because I think I always used to have the opinion of like American and British dubs don't make sense, but I think they kind of do, in a sense. Like if it's something like Skktttt, where it's, you know, it's a comedy TV series, it doesn't really have like, it's not really set in like a real place, you know. It's not Friends, but it's, you know, it's very explicitly stated that it's set in New York, right? You know, it's not very, you know, explicit, you know, it's like a fictional place, right? They kind of have the ability to, and like if like the, you know, the culture in the fictional place and the place itself isn't too important, and it's just generally western city in the middle of nowhere, you know, then I feel like American and British dubs do kind of make sense, because it's like there's gonna be different jokes and stuff, like different stuff that, like, you know, American audiences will get, but like British audiences won't get, and vice versa. So yeah. And then I do want to do a video on like staying safe online, because I feel like there's not a lot of like internet safety nowadays. I mean, that was the reason why I had the the online safety video by Lee Speaks last week as the video essay of the week. So yeah, getting on back onto American and British dubs, actually. I feel like American and British dubs are like kind of falling out of fashion with like the rise of streaming. That could be a good video. That could be a good video. American versus British dubs falling out of fashion, because I feel like I okay, let me just type this in quickly. But I have a feeling that like I haven't really watched a show in like recent years that like ever since I stopped consistently watching like traditional television. I have a feeling that like I've not noticed that many like American versus British dubs. Obviously they'll have like dubs in like other languages and stuff, but you know, dubs in like different like dialects, like in like different dialects of English, not really heard of. I've not really heard any show as of recently that is like on a streaming service have like an American versus Brit, having like a distinct like American versus British dub. I don't know, cause like maybe it's just that I watch like shows where it's like either they're not comedy, so it's like there's not going to be very much or like they just don't have that many explicit references to like culture and stuff, and like, you know, they don't really use you know, there's not a lot of like cultural references, so they don't have much of a need to produce an American a separate American and British dub. Or it's like you know, it's a fictional place that has, you know, very clear influences, or is set in an actual place. Like for example, Thank Goodness You're Here, that's British. That's very British, and it's based on Yorkshire. And so that's not a TV series, that's a game. But like, you know, there would never be an American dub of Thank Goodness You're Here. That is very much a British comedy, you know? Like, that is so intrinsically a British comedy. And like, if it was like put into like, if there was gonna be an American dub, then like I feel like they would have to redo the whole game, because I feel like not only would a lot of the like just like verbal jokes not make sense, a lot of the visual gags would probably not make sense, you know? Like you know, we in the game there's Marge's Chippy, like those aren't popular in the US, you know? So yeah, well, I was about to say something. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, I mean, there's like in what I mean, like kind of in the 2010s there were like American versus British versions of shows. Like for example, there's The Office US, The Office UK, Shameless, for example, but like it wasn't the same show with an American and British dub. You know, it wasn't the same actors just being dubbed over with like a British accent or an American accent. You know, it was like two different shows just with like the same concept and like the same characters, but like different actors. So yeah, but I feel like specifically American versus British dubs are very, very different. So yeah, I do want to do a video on that. That would be a very interesting video to make. Wait a minute, let me see. I feel like American versus British dubs are, I'm gonna search on my phone. I feel like British dubs is like American versus British dubs is it's like a weird. It was a weird concept to me for years, and kind of still is, cause like it's the same language, but obviously two very separate cultures. You know, British dubs. Let me see. Okay, there was a video from Headache 4 years ago about British dubs. Let me see. Most of these are just meme videos about like the English dubs of anime, like Ghost Stories, for example. There's a video from 4 years ago by Ayaya, saying, "I feel as though we need more British anime dubs," which is so fair. I also think we need more British dubs. But yeah, I feel like. Wait a minute, there's an American dub of the Mr. Men show. I thought that was, I don't know. Jesus. But yeah, I feel like now with like kind of the rise of streaming, no one really gives a shit about like British dubs versus American dubs. Everyone just like is like, I watch American dubs. So yeah. So yeah. I feel like that's like, I just completely forgot British dubs existed until I mentioned Skatoony, and how there was how some of the British dubs for Skatoony are like lost media. Speaking of lost media, I have a Blame It on the Charge video that I need to watch. That I'm probably gonna watch tomorrow. So yeah. So yeah. What else? What else have I done this weekend? Not much other than like work. Oh yeah. I was in a video of Kangles. Last week she did an Among Us stream and I was there for it. And I was there in call with her, playing Among Us. Let me get the video up. Why the fuck are my glasses so fucking dirty? Okay, let me get up. Kangles. There it is. Share. Copy link. You guys should watch the Among Us video. Yeah, that's the video. That's the Among Us video that I am in. So yeah, I've been in, how many Kango videos have been in? I've been in. It's 2, I think. Cause I was in one of her interview videos last year. I was in her first one actually, I think. And then I was in her Among Us video. So yeah. And oh my god, my fucking glasses! I hate these glasses so much. Speaking of glasses, I still need to book my eye test. If you're not from England, at least at least with Specsavers, I don't know about anywhere else. But at least with Specsavers, if you have glasses and if you've gotten glasses from them, 2 years after your initial eye test, you'll get a free eye test. I don't know whether that's like with, I don't know if that's only with Specsavers or like with other other like glasses companies. It's crazy. You know, it's crazy that the whole of our healthcare isn't entirely free, because we all use the blanket statement that like, oh, British healthcare is free. You know, you have the NHS, right? But the thing is, that doesn't really cover like dentistry and like optometry, right? That doesn't cover, you know, your teeth and, you know, your eyeballs. Well, it covers I think it covers your eyeballs if it's like, oh, you somehow cut your eyeball. But it doesn't cover shitty eyesight. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't cover like astigmatism, I don't think. So yeah, which is crazy to me. Which is crazy that like, after 19, they're like, fuck no, we're not gonna pay. You'll have to pay for getting your teeth fixed. Or they're like, oh, you have shitty glasses? No, go pay for it yourself, you fucking piece of shit. That's what. Why the fuck do we have to pay? Why the fuck do we have to pay? Do we have to pay for glasses and dentist and for a dentist? And also, we have to pay for prescriptions as well, which sucks. I know there's prescription exemptions. I know diabetes is like one of the free NHS prescriptions. So each month NHS prescriptions are £10, I think. £10. Yeah, I think they're £10 a month. Which, it's still pretty cheap, but like, why the fuck is it £10 a month? It's cheap, but it's £10 a month. So, okay, yeah, there's a lot of like, to be fair, there's a lot of people who are entitled to free NHS prescriptions. So, if you're entitled to, okay, if you're entitled to NHS prescriptions if you're under 16, age 16 to 18, and in full-time education, or age 60 or over. If you're on income support, income-based, job seeker support, allowance, income-related employment and support allowance. If you gain one of these benefits and your partner and any dependent young people under 20 including your ward are also entitled to free NHS prescriptions. If you're pregnant or have had a baby in the last year, because of your medical condition, I was talked about that a bit. You can get free NHS prescriptions if you have a valid HC2 certificate. So if you're low income. HC3 certificates for limited health costs do not entitle you to free NHS prescriptions. You can get free NHS prescriptions if you have a valid war pension exemption certificate, and if your prescription is for your accepted disability. You're also entitled to free NHS wigs and fabric supports if they relate to your accepted disability and you have a valid war pension exemption certificate. Okay. What about the medical exemptions free? Let me see. Who is entitled? So you can get free prescriptions if you have a permanent fistula. What the fuck is that? Oh, is that a thingy? Colostomy bag. What the fuck is a fistula? Is that a fistula is an abnormal tunnel connected to body parts that shouldn't be connected, like an organ to skin or to. Wait a minute. Is this what I'm thinking of? It's not a colostomy bag, but it's the things that the colostomy bag attaches to. I think it is. I think that's what I'm thinking of, yeah. Because one of them apparently is called enterocutaneous. Connects the intestine to the skin. That's what I'm thinking of. This is what happens when you watch Hannah Wynn. Because I know what a colostomy bag is. No, it's not a colostomy bag. Did she have a is it a colostomy bag or an ileostomy? I don't know, but the bag that connects to your intestine and, you shit into the bag, so, yeah. A form of hypoadrenalism, for example, Addison's disease, for which specific substitution therapy is essential. Diabetes insipidus and other forms of hypopituitarism. Diabetes mellitus, except where treatment is by diet alone. Is that the proper diagnosis for type 1 and type 2 diabetes? Wait a minute. Diabetes. Can properly balance fluids leading to extreme fasting passing. It's caused by problems with the hormone vasopressin. Not making enough, or kidneys not respond to it. Is this just? Wait a minute, there's not either, and then my body doesn't make enough insulin or can't use insulin effectively. Ah, okay, I think that's just type 1, type 2. And then hypothyroidism, myasthenia gravis, no idea what that is. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Myxedema, that is hypothyroidism, which needs thyroid hormone, thyroid HRT. Epilepsy, which needs continuous anticonvulsive therapy. Continuing physical disability, which means you cannot go out with the help without the help of another person. Cancer and undergoing the treatments for either cancer, effects of cancer, or the effects of cancer treatment. Okay. But why isn't it free for everyone? This confuses me. This confuses me, because, like, why do we have... Technically, we have free healthcare. We have, like, 90% free healthcare, but it's not 100% free healthcare. What the fuck? What the fuck? That just baffles me, honestly. That we have, like, 90% free healthcare. That baffles me. That baffles me. So yeah, and my glasses are still dirty as fuck, but like, I'm gonna play some Goose Game.